Okay. And this is a Muslim country.
Muslim country also. But
And they don't know the value. They don't know the value of the Quran.
some of them, not all of them, but some of. But I don't know if you know about the Seneco, concours Seneco. It's about Quran.
I mean, I know there are a lot of Quranic competitions where people gather and they try to honor those who have memorized the Quran. So they have different categories. We're familiar with the competitions. But the one who actually teaches the Quran on a day to day basis, and they've been doing it for so long, I mean, how are they? I mean, this is their main source of income. How are they treated in that Senegal, Gambia, wherever West Africa, where you're referring to? How are they normally treated? Is this something that, a lot of people encourage their children to do, for example? Are there particular efforts to make sure that you know, the best among you is he who learns the Quran and teaches it. Is there some kind of special effort going on to make sure that these Hafizah and Hafiz are taken care of?
Yeah.
I mean,
Here in Senegal, the problem is when you study Quran, only Quran. When you finish, you don't have anything to do. You just have to teach Quran or you do trading.
oh, you do what? I'm sorry.
So I respect those people who teach Quran or who learn Quran. Yeah. To me, I think that they don't know the importance of Quran. They only need money or something like that. That's why they don't know the value of Quran.
So, are they treated with like honor and dignity and respect in Senegal? Like Dakar, do they treat them with honor and dignity and respect, in your opinion?
Yeah, of course, but not all of them. The majority of the Senegalese people, they treat Quranic teachers very well.
Very what?
But some of them, they very well. They treat them very well.
Okay.
Yeah, but some of them, they even don't care about them. They don't care about Quranic teachers and those who are studying Quran. They don't care about it.
Okay. So is that to say that there is more going for people who go to like French school or English school in Senegal? They treat them with more dignity and respect. I mean, there is more, um, hope for them to have something to do later on.
Yeah. I take an example from myself because when I was learning only Quran, I didn't have a, a good respect. But when I finished learning Quran and when I go to Dakar to learn French, transport, and linguistics and English, whenever someone asks me, what are you learning in Dakar? I think that you are not learning Quranic until now. I say that I'm learning transport and linguistics and English also. Yeah, some of them when I say that they look at me like someone who is very important.
Yeah, so they were basically saying they hope you're not still studying the Quran. And then when you tell them that you're studying logistics in English, they're really hopeful, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, in other
very
words, to them, it's best that you don't study Quran. This is what we're saying. We're saying that, there's a strong amount of animosity unfortunately, hostility as well, um, intention-wise towards those who are pursuing the Quranic labor to be a some type of a Quranic professional. But the question is, you finished the Quran, right?
Yeah.
And you recited the entire Quran, correct?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So when you did that, did you actually go into the, excuse me, did you go into the Boise? Did you go into the um, translation, or we should say tafsir of the Quran once you finished it?
No, I didn't do the tafsir, but when I learn Quran, I understand what the Quran is saying. I will understand that.
Okay, so
I
so when did you actually
I
finish the Quran?
in 14,
What year
2014,
did you finish the Quran?
2014.
2014. So it's been a while.
That's been a while.
Yeah, so you've picked up, a lot of the language of the Quran, and that's why you understand a lot of what it's saying, which is understandable. We were there. But
And I was learning also. I was learning Arabic.
right,
Maybe
right,
that's why.
right. So, a lot of the very clear and comprehensive ayats, you can relate to them and translate them in that sense. We understand. But you never actually went to look
Yeah.
into the tafsir of Jalalain, for example, these big tafsir like Ibn Kathir maybe, or Tafsir Kabir. You never read those large volumes.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Then we wanted to ask, like, when you were studying Arabic, you were learning Sirah, right? You learned Sirah, the history of the Prophet alayhi salam.
Yeah. But even tafsir, but it was not Jalalain or Ibn Kathir.
No problem. We wanna move on to the Sirah. The Sirah, you were learning a lot of Sirah. For example, you learned what year the Prophet was born, alayhi salatu wassalam. You learned who his mother was, who his father was. You learned those things, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you also learned about his migration to Al Medina, and you learned about the migration to Habash, and so on. You learned about these things, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Did you learn about his military or his warriorship? Did you learn about battles that he was involved in?
I don't understand.
Okay, so the Prophet ﷺ was involved in some battles, some fighting, like the
Yeah.
Battle of Badr, the Battle of
Yeah.
Uhud, the battle. Okay, so did you learn a lot about the battles that he was involved in?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Like Ghazwat Badr or Ghazwat Tabuk, like something like that.
Correct, correct.
We were learning it.
Okay, so how many battles did you learn of him being involved in? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
But
How many battles did you learn of Prophet being involved in, like Battle of Badr, Battle of Uhud, Battle of Tabuk? How many battles did you learn that he was involved in?
uh, I maybe I forgot. It.
Okay, I think we are. Yes, so you forgot. Okay, you forgot how many battles he was involved in.
I forgot forget exactly how many dozen.
But it was great, having the discussion, because some of the videos from last month or the month before, they were about his military career, and we're writing now, inshallah, a script to be complete very soon on his military um, career. So we'd recommend, because something is very missing from the equation when we're learning Sirah and we do not know of the man of mans. And I think there has to be made and clarified also, because most males today do not know the Prophet ﷺ's military career, and this is a very, very, very disadvantage to the society of the Muslim Ummah at large. And for this reason, again, we look at the educational perspective of the Quran. Those who are memorizing the Quran, even in the Muslim countries, do not have anything else to do other than teach, and the teachers are not well, of course, the labor is not well paid. We understand that as well. Some are treated well, but as we mentioned, most are treated, with disrespect because their lack of knowledge and understanding of the Quran. We also found within the probe that really many memorize the Quran, and although understand what it's saying, to explore the essence of the Quran, is very, very, very important in order to properly preserve the Quran. But we will, that's more of I think, a deep religious. What is it that you wanted to add to that, maybe? Yes, I can hear you now. What do you want to add to that? Otherwise,
I don't understand the question.
so the question is, as far as the component that is missing, for us to know the Quran as Prophet ﷺ knew the Quran and lived the Quran, we must study his military career. And for this reason, we are now in the era of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. So I think this will, inshallah, enable us to understand, because we have a very, very big responsibility to the society at large. Many injustices are transpiring because of the fact that we are simply not conveying the message of Al-Islam. But anyway, inshallah, we're going to, save this until another time, another day. We will be in touch, inshallah. We'll be in touch. Jazakallahu khairan. It must be like, 2 a.m. over there, right? Or 3.
It's too late here.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, inshallah, we'll talk more. A very important conversation. Thank you.